What does AACR stand for? Anglo-American Cataloging Rules. AACR 2 was first published in 1978. AACR 2 is divided into how many parts? That is 2. Part 1 description and part 2 heading and access point. AACR 2 was replaced by the RDA. Which of the following cataloging standard did AACR 2 rely on punctuation and format? That is ISBD. Which edition of AACR include non-book materials for the first time? AACR 2 1978. The primary purpose of AACR is to prepare bibliographic description and access point. Which chapter of AACR 2 deal with the cartographic material? That is chapter 3. AACR 2 use which language as the cataloging language? That is English. Who jointly published AACR 2? That is ALA, CLA and CLIP. In AACR 2, the main entry is usually under author. AACR 2 provides rules for the bibliographic description and choice of the heading. The concept of uniform title is emphasized in AACR 2. AACR 2 rules are mainly applied in cataloging all types of library material. What is the scope of chapter 9 in AACR 2? Electronic resources. Which AACR 2 chapter deal with the serials? That is chapter 12. AACR 2 emphasizes the use of the cheap sources of information. The rules in AACR 2 are based on ISBD. AACR 2 is intended to be used with the which record format? That is Mark 21. The principle of cheap source of information in AACR 2 means title page or its substitute is used primary. AACR 2 does not provide rules for the metadata tagging. Which is the correct order of description in AACR 2? That is title, edition, publication and the physical description. AACR 2 revision 2002 was issued to include rules for electronic resources. The rule of AACR 2 are implemented through Mark 21 format. In AACR 2, the area containing publisher and date is called as the publication area. What is the main structure AACR 2 used for the description? That is area and element. Which of the following is not an area of description in the AACR 2? That is barcode area. Uniform titles are used in AACR 2 bring together all versions of a work under one title. AACR 2 deal with the main entry in Rule 21.1. Which of the following is a guiding principle in AACR 2? That is consistency in bibliographic record. In AACR 2, parallel titles are separated by equal to. Which punctuation separate title from the statement of responsibility in AACR 2? That is slash. AACR 2 recommends which format for names in heading, surname, forename. AACR 2 guidelines are followed in the creation of library catalog records. Which edition of AACR was first to be published jointly in the UK and USA? 1967. AACR 2 Rule 12.0 focus on serials. AACR 2 applies to the cataloging of all types of the library material. AACR 2 was primarily intended to support OPEX and bibliographic database. Which cataloging code preceded AACR 2? That is AACR 1. AACR is the design for which kind of cataloging? That is bibliographic cataloging. Thank you.